What's going on, you guys? So, a couple days ago, Slytherin and Flashback Games released Axis Operations 1943. It's a new DLC for Panzer Corps 2. They got this intro video that I'm going to play here.
It is 1943. Between the brutal stalemates, brutal winter, and armies of marauding tanks, the Germans find themselves pinned or retreating throughout Russia. But as spring of 1943 approaches, the Wehrmacht perhaps has some cause for optimism. The lessons of the last few years have surely been learnt. The Russians have taken incalculable losses. Surely a well-thought-out strike now could see the end of the war. It was this surety that would be the turning point of the war. Overconfidence combined with underestimation meant that surely was rapidly turning into disaster. Yet all is not lost. If one was to set their sights on Kursk and could find the right moment to break through, an exposed supply line could be created. If new units and technologies were used at their full potential, critical Russian resources could be denied. If one was to be a little bit more decisive, a little bit more deadly, a little bit more cunning, and a little less sure of how things were supposed to go, everything could change. In Axis Operations 1943, you will have a chance to alter the course of history. Take control of your Axis Operations 1942 Corps Army once again in this latest installment of the Axis Operations series. Or start with a pre-made Corps Army and immediately plunge into this pivotal moment in the war. Germany stands on the edge of victory and defeat. Either way, the battle for Russia is sure to be bloody.
Nice. So as you can see, they're focusing primarily on the Battle of Kursk. One thing that I really do like is that that army that you kind of started your campaign with, you can roll it over into this DLC, so you can have a much better army in 43 than historically has happened. So this is DLC focused entirely on the Eastern Front, but more importantly, DLC began to answer long-standing questions of the series, culminating in the possibility to permanently alter the course of the war in this campaign, also in future campaigns to come. Did you participate in an attempted invasion of Sea Lion? Did you extract survivors of the 6th Army from Stalingrad? That's interesting. So I'm assuming that's for the 1942 DLC. How far will your efforts at the Battle of Kursk reach? Have your efforts been enough to alter history? I really like the alternate paths that branch out with this. I really, really like that. Players can import their core forces that completed the previous Axis Operations 1942 East campaign and use a preset core force to directly launch into the Axis Operations 43. Imported forces can seek additional growth challenges through increased difficulty settings and game modes. The preset force contains a moderate amount of experienced units and an assorted amount of heroes, enough to allow any player to succeed in this new campaign. In addition to continuing trends, bonus mission objectives inspired by true historical events, this campaign will be supplemented by appearances from additional German leaders from World War II. Enjoy the extra effort to bring these characters to life. Gain and spend influence. By completing bonus objective, achieving various degrees of victory, you'll earn commendation points that can be spent on a variety of unique rewards, from access to stockpiles of captured enemy equipment, special prototype aircraft, and chance to recruit more historical officers. Plant the seeds of ultimate victory or defeat at Kursk, as no 1942 campaign could be complete without Stalingrad. No 1943 campaign can overlook the infamous Battle of Kursk. Engage in a unique take on the battle, often touted as the largest tank battle in history, as you pit your Wehrmacht veterans against the seamless, endless lines of the Soviet defense protecting their salient. While opportunities for past victories to influence the battle present themselves, it's still up to you to lead your forces through the battle. Germany's last historical chance to regain a strategic initiative on the Eastern Front may also be yours. Or an entirely new and complete original path can be carved by your efforts, a path starting here and stretching into yet unknown history. So basically, if you win, right, at Kursk, the war could flip back over, possibly retaking Stalingrad or possibly going for Moscow, things like that, which It sounds very cool. The end of 1943 East is not the end of your campaign, though. It is merely the latest step. At the conclusion of Axis Operations 43, players will be presented with the option to save their core force for use in the next installment. And the campaign of the Axis Operation can be played individually as a standalone campaign. Interesting, very interesting. Return to Stalingrad. So yeah, that's what I'm. So so if you complete, if you win at Kursk, I'm assuming you can return to Stalingrad and try to retake the city. It's $9.99 like the other previous DLCs. And I want to take some look at some of these screenshots here. Ooh. Oh wow, you can employ, is it ME-262, I think? Wow, that would be very interesting. I think we just pretty much shoot everything out of the air. Again, you know, I always say this in every 1940 Panzer Corps 2 thing is textures and units all look beautiful. That's to be expected with Panzer Corps 2 because it's just it's just gorgeous. This is one of the games I really love playing because it's pure eye candy when you're looking at it. So not only do you get that strategy, but you also get that eye candy. I love also the change of seasons. So $10, you get a multitude of scenarios. So like a dozen. So you got about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about 17 scenarios. So yeah, for $10, it's a good deal. You know, especially when other especially when you run into other publishers that are charging like $20 or sometimes $30 for DLC, which you know is a little bit hits you in the gut a little bit sometimes. But I like that they're doing $9.99, so you could easily, and you could even get Spanish Civil War. Yeah, really cool, really cool. So I'm gonna do a first impressions tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm aiming to do a first impressions tomorrow of 1943. But let me know your feedback about the about this, how they're kind of managing this. So I'm assuming after Panzer Corps 2, there's another DLC in the works. The one on the Pacific campaign. That one I'm extremely interested in. That's gonna be like the successor to Pacific General. I think I got that right? Pacific General. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Catch you next one. See you then.